audio, everybody.
Take two. We're here.
We're here. It's Table Talk time. You know, it's your favorite show every Tuesday, 12:30 from the Mohawk Auto Group with my esteemed guest and host forever, Mike O'Toole. What's up?
What's up, Nate? Hey, well, I'm glad we made it on. A couple minutes late and a little technical. That's the hazards of live podcasting, right? Hey, that's okay.
Hazards of live podcasting and working at a dealership full time.
That's true. Yeah, we do have other duties.
Mike was literally texting a customer as we're sitting at this desk, getting ready for the shows.
That's right. We never stop, 24/7. But welcome to Mohawk Table Talk. I'm Mike. This is Nate. We're going to hit you with some awesome facts. We're also going to talk about December. And can you believe it? There was only 21 days, right, left in 2024.
Do you have your New Year's resolutions, quote unquote, done?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I have to have them.
I don't have mine done yet.
No.
I don't have my goals for 2025 done yet.
I'm that December 1st guy. I ask some of our teammates, those folks in sales and in other departments, if you can get your goals done by December 1st, then you'll have the entire month of December to change them, tweak them. That way on January 1st, you're hitting the ground rolling. No pun intended.
Well, it is the holiday season and Santa is coming to town. Hopefully he's bringing you all a brand new vehicle from Mohawk Auto Group, whether it's Chevrolet or Honda. But we got a lot of big news coming up. I saw this. We're going to talk about it a little more today, but I saw this article about making the perfect car.
I saw that too. Yeah,
no way. Crazy.
Well, I appreciate you sharing with me. So we'll let the cat out of the bag. We did talk about it ahead of time a little bit. Boy, that is nuts. That in this day and age where artificial intelligence, or as we see it, automotive intelligence, right? AI comes into play with gathering a whole bunch of data, putting it together. It's crazy. Give the folks a download on what you saw in that.
I'm not going to give that download yet because we got to talk about other things first.
Okay.
We can't just jump to the main topic after.
I'm jumping ahead.
Well, if you are hopping on, thank you for watching. And if you are watching the replay, thank you so much for hopping onto the replay. We are so thankful for you guys. I'm just looking to make sure that all of the things here are rocking and rolling. It looks like it. So if you're hopping in, ask a question. Anything that we're talking about today, maybe you have a question about something of the events that we're doing, or maybe you have a comment about what we're talking about in terms of AI today.
That's right. I was jumping a little bit ahead. I was so excited. This AI stuff is everybody's talking about it. You can't go anywhere in any business, in any environment without talking about it. But more importantly, we have a lot of cool things that are going on in the community, and Mohawk Auto Group is proud to be a part of. So
absolutely,
hit the folks with them.
Let's talk about what we're doing currently. We wrapped up our food and hygiene event in November. We dropped it off to the Christ Episcopal Church. Make sure you go to our social medias and check that out because it was so heartwarming to see how happy they were. Like I pause because when you go to different establishments that are nonprofits and things like that, like the littlest things make a difference.
They do.
And I think total, and we had a lot of customers bring in food like we had talked about in the past, but I think we were probably around $1,500 to $2,000 worth of food.
That is amazing. And I'm really proud to be part of the Mohawk Auto Group and the support that we received internally from all the Mohawk team members, but also externally from our friends, our partners, our customers. There were just literally, what were they? Buckets full of donations. And like Nate said, the reception that we received, and it wasn't about us, it was about the donations. The receptions that the donations received was just unbelievable. There's no better feeling. And the feeling that we had, but more importantly, the feeling that the recipients had to receive those donations. They're so needed. And thank you very much to everybody.
And we talked about this before, and I'll keep reiterating it, but the difference between, just giving money, which is great, like continue to do that. But when you're able to kind of put your personality into some of the foods that you really like and to share that with someone that may not be able to afford that type of food, it's eye-opening because, a lot of them don't get Oreos or they don't get, some of these small things like I could just go to my cabinet and eat a sleeve of Oreos. Shame.
Yeah.
I'm ashamed. But it's such a good feeling to be a part of the community because one, they've done so much for us. So anything we can do to give back, we always try our best.
Absolutely. This still is the season of giving. In fact, it's always the season of giving, but especially in December, as we're a couple weeks away from a big holiday, and
Yeah.
giving the paying that forward and giving back to the community with those donations was really unbelievable, and we continue to do that all year long in different aspects. Speaking of that, it's more than 12 days, but I hear we have a 12-day event coming up.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the 12 days of giving have already started at the Mohawk Honda specifically, and we have this one post, and we are encouraging all nonprofits to have your people call our people. Put your comments of your local nonprofit that you want to vote and nominate to win, to possibly win $2,500. So we're picking 12 charities, and we are going through the comments. And fortunately for me, I get to read all the comments. So at the current moment, we stand at 350 plus shares on the post and 1,400 comments, Mike.
Holy cow. That's like a full-time job in itself.
I'm going to need a full day just to go through those. It's going to be my full Saturday or Sunday.
That's okay, but that's okay. I'm speaking for Nate, I guess. But this is so important. Please put your in this show notes. Feel free to put the comments in. We'll make sure that those get to the selection committee. It's very important. Although there will be 12 charities or 12 nonprofits selected, it's important that we're aware of them all. And anything that's near and dear to you, please put them in the comments, and we'll be sure to add them to the list for sure.
Yeah, I love doing this because we work with a bunch of different nonprofits and charities, but there's some that you don't know when they started. There could have been one most recently that we just don't know about. And to be able to, one, get that out there for the community to see, because you have all these individuals commenting their favorite. Maybe they see your charity and like, oh, I really like what you guys are a part of. Let me be a part of that. There's so much from this post and just the charities being nominated for the $2,500.
Yeah. And if you're like me, this is eye opening for me. There are so many local nonprofits that need help, that need awareness, that I wasn't even aware of.
Yeah.
And they're literally right in town here. So that is a really important takeaway for everybody, but especially our team here. So please make sure you put them in the comments.
100%. Yeah, let's make it 2,000 comments that I have to go to. I'll have to actually call some people in.
We'll get some help. It'll be okay.
We'll have to call on the team.
That's right.
Let's call on the team to make those. So, yeah, continuing this topic of giving, we have the 2000s Camaro, the 2000 Camaro that we are raffling off for Pastor Charlie, as you can see right here, maybe if I get it up there. Yeah, there we go. Just so you guys can see that, guys and gals, as you're in, maybe it can
zoom in.
Zoom in. Well, unless you need the glasses, then I'll go farther away for you. That's how that works.
That's
the
right.
Accordion, right? No, but raffle takes $50 for one. 3 tickets is $100, and all of the money is going towards local foster kids.
Great. And to add to that, just the logistics. They are digital raffle tickets.
Yes.
So you can do it. You don't need to come in, although we'd love to say hello if you want to stop by the dealership.
Say hello.
If you do stop by either dealership, Mohawk Honda or Mohawk Chevrolet, or even Mohawk Collision Center, stop in, and we're happy to show you how to do that. You can do it right on your phone. Most people have a smartphone or device. We can show you how to do that, but it would be pretty neat. There's going to be a winner. Right,
there will be a winner January 6th. We are going to live stream. I actually don't even know. What day is that?
That's a good question.
We'll find out.
What day of the week it is. But on January 6th, somebody will win the Camaro. But most importantly, those donations, those raffle tickets, those proceeds are going to go to help Pastor Charlie and his initiative for the foster kids. So please participate. If you have any questions about that, you're welcome to put them in the comments. Of course, visit any of the dealerships or call any of the dealerships, and we're happy to help out with that. But talk about the season of giving. Boy, that's going to be something. That's
going to be awesome. I can't wait to be able to help pick those, and really showcase to the community all these amazing charities that we're being a part of. And, it really goes with like the culture. Like that's what we're built upon. And speaking of being built upon, we have next week, we have a special guest tuning in for the holiday season. We've talked about the nostalgia and really going back to the roots and thinking about the year previous, but we're going to go back to, almost the beginning, not really, but we're going to speak to one of the Herodins, aka the Herodin president here. We're going to speak to Jeff Herodin, here on studio next week.
That's right.
But it's not going to be Tuesday. I know we say Tuesday, but there was a little conflict with schedules, so we are going to do it Wednesday.
That's right. But we're going to be live again.
We will be live.
Live Wednesday. We're going to plan on 12:30. Jeff Harridan will be here again. Mohawk owner, Mohawk Honda owner and dealer principal. It's really important for me too. We see Jeff a bunch, and he's just such a great guy. All the culture and everything that's positive about this company has started with Jeff and his family. So we look forward to that. So we'll have him here, and so make sure you tune in. A lot of folks that walk in our doors every day wonder, geez, how did this happen? Boy, this is some great place that's going on, and we couldn't agree more. But it happened well before Nate and I were here. So
well before.
That's right.
About 100 plus years before we got here.
Well before. So that's gonna be a great episode next Wednesday. Don't
forget
next Wednesday
12:30, and we'll get a post out there for y'all. But I can't wait to talk to him about the family. Joseph A. Harridan, who was the MIT graduate. That's his great grandfather. See if he knows how much he knows about that, and
he doesn't know. He doesn't know there's going to be a quiz.
Yeah, Jeff Harridan, if you are watching this is going to be a quiz for you and on your own family history.
Yeah, he'll pass. He'll pass, no problem. No problem. But what will be interesting, anytime we chat with a guest or anybody who's watching, get somebody's take on what's happening in the car business. And boy, things are so much different as we turn the page to 2025 compared to 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and definitely
or even 100 years ago.
Oh my goodness! I mean, it's literally a completely different business.
So they used to call it the horseless carriage. That's what they used to call cars, horseless carriages.
Okay.
So then you went in 100 plus years. We went from horseless carriage to driverless. Yeah. Driverless cars.
Right. We skipped right over the humans. We went from the horses pulling horses, then the horseless carriage. Now there are autonomous vehicles that drive and park. It started with parking themselves, right?
Started with parking themselves.
First they'd park themselves, which that kind of blew my mind. And now they can drive themselves without a person even holding onto the wheel. I can't believe it.
Yeah. But I think all of this is going towards making the perfect vehicle. I feel like they're trying to make that. And the only reason I say this is because I feel that a lot of the vehicles now are starting to look very similar. They'll have a little bit of like.
I guess you're right.
But I think it's like, if you think about it, like the generations of vehicles, all of them were boxy at one time, and then they moved over to like super bubbly, and now we're kind of like to round boxy.
Okay.
But like before that, you had like super crazy looking cool cars.
That's right. We were talking about that last week, right? We have that boxy right now. But a lot of the manufacturers have that boxy style, but they didn't leave it like too boxy. They like rounded off those edges, yeah. Which I don't know. That's like a fine piece of furniture or something. But whatever it is, it's a great design.
You don't want anyone to bump their head on the sharp edges,
yeah.
Except for the Tesla Cybertruck. I feel like that's the only thing that's got sharp edges at the moment.
I think a lot of the manufacturers though, they like to keep some of the heritage in some part of the vehicle. So some, especially domestic manufacturers, like to keep that grille. Right, that grill that's in the front of the vehicle, right between the headlamps. Keep that the same as the older vehicles, just to really distinguish it from the others.
Right.
But you couldn't be more right. Some of the designs, as far as the passenger area and the tail lamps and things, a lot of them look similar.
Very similar.
Yeah. But they're
that's where aerodynamics comes in. That's where
right.
like a lot of that, the EPA ratings that like those style vehicles are from research and development over years and seeing how vehicles interact with the air and density and all that fun stuff that engineers really like to look into that I don't think I could ever understand at the current moment in my life. But there's a lot that goes into making a vehicle.
There's a lot,
and especially with autonomous driving and developing and designing the vehicles.
Yeah, autonomous vehicles. Well,
good news is we have AI right now to make our vehicles.
Boy, that's right. And part of that article that Nate's referring to, part of that post was generated by AI, and some of the work was actually completed using AI. So as it relates to autonomous vehicles, that's one segment that obviously is coming in the future, in the near future, most likely. Some is already here, depending on there's a what's the big name in autonomous vehicles? Tesla, right?
Tesla.
Right. Tesla was one of the first out there in any big scale at scale with autonomous vehicles, or at least self driving and things like that. I think that's not for everybody.
I
Just
agree.
like any part of this market, right? Some people like that. There might be other people on the other end of the spectrum that say, "Geez, that's certainly not for me, and it's definitely not for me right now." So
Right.
Honda's taken it in just speaking for Honda's sake, since we're sitting in the Honda building, they've taken an interesting approach where I try to have something for everybody.
Right.
Right. And it started with just consumption in terms of what's powering the vehicle from, EVs with the Prologue on one side. And there are certainly a bunch of ICE or internal combustion engine
Hmm.
vehicles on the other side that don't have any EV relation, and they certainly don't have hybrid. So, and there's everything in between, especially with the hybrid vehicles that we have. So, it's important to us in the business that the consumers understand that we do have options for just about everybody on that spectrum.
Right.
And now, self-driving and autonomous isn't quite there yet in the Honda product, but there are a lot out there, so it's certainly worth talking about.
Definitely. 100%. And I know I was thinking in my mind as you're talking, have there been, I'm sure there have, but I feel like all of the vehicles that are autonomous at the moment are electric.
I think that's right. I think that's right. Yeah,
But
it.
I think maybe, and correct me if I'm wrong, if you're in the comments or if you're watching this on the replay, I feel like Waymo, who's like the huge proponent of, has been like the forefront runner of this intelligence, auto intelligence for streets and things like that. I'm not sure if they're. I'm pretty sure it's a nice vehicle, but I feel like that's the only time I've ever seen. I don't know. I
You're
need to be corrected. I need more information on this. But to the article that we were talking about, MIT graduates from obviously MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, revealed that their DriverNet software is set to revolutionize the process of designing the cars of tomorrow. So essentially, we're plugging in all of our data, putting it into this supercomputer, and it's telling us that how aerodynamic or how well this car will do before even driving it.
That's interesting. Yeah, I would assume, and I read the article like you did, that they're making this perfect car, or they're looking to make this perfect car, develop the perfect car idea to begin with. But that perfect car probably is perfect for a specific reason, right?
Yeah.
It achieves a certain thing, like whether
Right.
that be fuel economy or energy economy. It's probably a better way to put it now,
Yeah.
especially if it's an
Energy
EV.
economy.
Yeah, and might be the most aerodynamic, and might be this and that, but that might not be for everybody.
True.
What about if I own a landscaping company or something, and I need to move some dirt and soil and all that kind of thing? I'm not going to put it in that same car. I'll tell you that. But
No, but
that's so interesting.
you might be able to put so to your point, taking whatever's necessary and almost creating a personalized vehicle for your profession or your business. So if you are a landscaper, right, take all of that information that we've gotten about trucks and transporting over the past however long we've had all of those,
Yeah,
right,
absolutely.
and plug them in and give us what you think would be the best truck to haul that gives best. So there's lots of ways you could put like cost effectiveness, supplies, materials, strength of different tensils of steel that could either reduce the price and still be strong enough and port of a crash. Like there's a lot of
There's
implications
a
here.
lot of stuff. The more you're talking, the more I realize this is just kind of like you dump all these ingredients in one side, and out comes the sausage on the other side.
Yeah.
Like here, we're just putting the ingredients in, and ultimately you get a pretty good product at the end.
Do you think they'd ever so and this is where this context for this is coming through is that you always get the technicians that are working on these vehicles
Mhm.
and they're like you can tell this was an engineer that made this vehicle cuz the bolt does not make sense where I have to the main thing. Do you think that they'd be able to make and I'd love to hear everyone's comment on this is do you think they can make a vehicle that is fuel efficient, the engine is just right, and technicians love to work on them
I think they
because
can.
they're so easy.
I think they can, because that's going to be part of that. It's going to be part of those ingredients, right?
Yeah.
We're going to have everybody's input, both the consumer, the folks who are going to use them, use the vehicle, that is, of course, the engineers and the folks who know what needs to go in there in terms of making the vehicle go and making it as efficient as possible. But lastly, who's going to service it? Who's going to work on the vehicle?
Yeah.
And, things, you could even go as far as saying there could be body shop, right? In terms of assembly and disassembly, there could be mechanical, like technicians who work on doing things as simple as oil changes, but as major as, brakes or all that kind of stuff. So
Right.
that's going to be, boy, that's going to be something for us to follow here. That's the name of the game going forward, especially in 2025. What's going on with AI and the ability to aggregate all of this data all into one. And guys like myself who use spreadsheets and check out my desktop here, we're gonna be a lot slower than these AI produced vehicles and these engineers. I'll tell you that.
They put in all this information. Like the longest part would be getting the information.
Yeah.
Getting the actual answer will take 5-10 minutes.
That's right. That's right. I know a lot of us, put it into comments if you're a frequent user of, AI or open AI like Chat GPT, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of the buzz name right
We
now.
got Chat, you got Gemini, you got Grok.
There's a lot.
Grok. Is it Gronk or Grok
I'm not sure.
for X? Corey, do you know?
Our IT guy's not listening.
Is it Gronk or Grok for X for AI?
I think it's Gronk.
It is Gronk, right?
It was Grok, actually. These GROK.
All right, hold on.
Well, we're gonna look we're gonna look that up.
Yep, it's Grok.
It's Grok. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll note.
But that's a big thing like right now. And then Meta's hitting it really hard.
Yep.
I've seen so many commercials for how their AI should be open to everybody because together we'll make a better world. So they're making it available for everybody.
Yeah. It's just it's just the innovative way to gather information and make sure that you're using all the data that you have to make decisions, right?
Right.
Whether it's a decision about what to write or how to assemble a vehicle or how to make a vehicle, it's so important. And I know the car dealerships and car manufacturers use AI at different levels, even at the dealership level, like us.
Yeah.
Every day.
Where would you say we use AI to be more efficient at the moment?
Well, we use it at different levels. Some is obvious, some isn't. There is a lot of contacts and communication that the dealership wants to make with customers or folks who had contacted us before. So there's some level of follow-up. Pretty much a lot of things that we just used to call automated are now AI. So they're specific based on the situation to each customer, as opposed to the automated, that definition of just sending the same thing to everybody.
Right.
So sometimes you receive correspondence from us about maybe service on your vehicle or if you're interested in the vehicle, and AI helps us reach out and be as complete as we can with our follow-up.
Yeah. So much cool things that are happening with AI. So let's be on the lookout for that. And we want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on all of this moving forward?
Yeah, very, very important. If you have any questions about how AI is affected the dealership or even the manufacturer level, feel free to put your question in the comments. We're happy to answer, or if we don't know the answer, we can always ask AI.
And Tesla's not actually the first vehicle maker to make an automated car.
Really?
Yeah. German scientist Ernest Dickmanns developed a vehicle that was able to navigate roads on its own in the 1980s.
Wow. That's back in my time when I was young. Nate may not have been around yet, but I
wasn't alive during the 80s.
That's
sorry.
Right. That's right.
But yeah, I actually watched the video on this, and it's exactly what you expect.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you see all the classic old time videos, and I think this is where a lot of maybe movies got their inspiration from. It's this Mercedes like Sprinter's van, and in the back you have like 6 people with 30 different bubble screens, like classic Macintosh computers.
Yeah.
And like the beep boop beep things looking. It's like
a lot of lights going on back there. Yeah.
So you see all that, which is pretty fun.
I'll have to hit the folks right now. There's never any better segue to. I love our weekly segment called "Bet You Didn't Know."
Ooh.
But as we're talking about AI, right? And if I looked it up properly, the definition of AI is any ability for a robot type of device or system to learn based on the input that it receives, right? So in the older days, like we was just talking about the 80s, in the older days, we used to just think about a robot with maybe human input, like there was a guy back here, like with a joystick controlling the robot. But there was some AI in some of the older cinema. You know,
I'll say,
I
like
love to talk
Terminator.
about movies.
Shoot!
Bet you didn't know.
Segue.
Can you? Yeah, that's right. Some famous, and we can call them robots, but it was really AI. Can you think of going back before the 80s? In the 70s, there was a world renowned movie series that came out that featured AI
The Jetsons.
no, that was well after that. In the 70s.
70s TV show in the 70s.
No, movie.
Movie
in
in the 70s that used. I don't know.
How about the world renowned Star Wars?
Oh my
Star
gosh.
Wars. Everybody remembers.
Oh my
Everybody
gosh.
remembers, right?
Why did I not think of that?
There was C3PO, right? Everybody knows C3PO.
And R2D2 and all of their
R2D2.
robots.
R2D2 is actually, at least according to Google, at least according to Google AI, was the most popular AI type robot in the movies ever.
Oh
R2D2. So
I don't know. I didn't put that together.
yeah, those robots received, they were able to answer in real time. They were able to answer human being interaction and all that kind of thing. So that was 1977. I'll give you another one. Maybe you remember this. This might have been before your time too. But in 1986, there was a super famous movie with one robot slash AI creation, and it's a tagline.
Short Circuit.
Yes, Short Circuit.
I watched all three of them.
That was 1986.
Except there was a lot more than that. There was probably like 10 of those, I think.
And here's the bonus question, and we did not set this up. Here's a bonus question. Do you know the name of that AI robot? Do you know the name?
I don't know. I can hear it in my brain, but I can't. No, it's not. It's not.
The name was Johnny Five. Johnny Five. But everybody remembers the cliche number 5 is alive. He's referring to himself. But anyway, there was Johnny Five. That was Short Circuit in 1986.
The other square box with the eyebrows.
That's right.
I remember.
The other one that I'll share with you that was a family favorite, a sitcom, maybe the family watched together, was a TV series in 1985. So just before Short Circuit, there was a TV series called Small Wonder.
Nope.
Maybe not as known. Now, back in the 80s, there are a lot of sitcoms, but Small Wonder featured.
If it was on cable, I didn't have it.
It was on cable.
Yeah,
it was on cable when cable came out. It was just about the same time. So there was a TV show called Small Wonder where the star was a robot that looked like a little girl, and her name was Vicky. And it was a robot that received human data input, and that was really your first human looking. The other ones looked like robots. Vicky looked like a human, human. So anyway, there's the bet you didn't know for this week. It was right on the line with AI. So AI isn't a new thing. We're going to continue to talk about it for sure, but it's been around for a long time. And
now it's just coming alive.
That's right. It's just coming alive.
Oh, man. All right. Let's see here. I got anything else? Nope. Let's see. What do we got going on in December? For incentives?
Let's just turn the sales a little bit onto December.
Turn the sales on.
What do we have going on? So we talked a little bit last week, and this is whether we're talking about AI or otherwise. We do have a lot of questions separate from that AI topic about, is December really a time to buy a car?
Yeah.
Or not? Or should I service my car? Should I just wait or whatever? There are actually a lot of reasons why. And if you're a commercial customer, if you're a small business owner or even large business owner, there are certainly some income tax reasons, right, to make expenditures before the new year. So folks who are in that
we're not
category,
tax professionals, remember that.
That's right, for sure. But folks who are in that category certainly know those, and you would consult your accountant about that. So that's a big reason. And we find, especially at the Chevrolet store, that we do have an influx of orders coming in for that. So that kind of makes sense. The other reason is, based on what we were talking about in the most recent data of vehicle availability, there are a lot of new cars available. Decent amount at Honda, decent amount at our Chevrolet store, but in general in the network, there's a good amount of inventory available. And when there's a little bit of a surplus of inventory, that's always a good time to make a buying decision. So the manufacturers and the dealerships are looking to move those vehicles as quickly as possible. So you can certainly benefit, whether it's monetarily, whether it's a lease, whether it's an APR. There's a lot of things going on this month that, there's never any promise that they're going to be next quarter, but why not take advantage when the market's hot?
Your favorite type of vehicle just got a little bump, didn't it? Your CPOs,
That's right. CPO
0%.
CPO has a great program, and if it's not up already, it will be on our website.
It will be, yeah.
They do like to change it a bit, which is okay. Change is okay, because we just want to make sure that we're offering the lowest rate possible. By we, I mean Honda. So check the website for the latest details. I don't want to misquote you, but last month it was as low as 1.99% for APR that's a used car, for a certified pre-owned vehicle, not for a new car. So those folks that were waiting from the last couple of quarters and said, I'm going to wait till the end of the year for the deals.
Now's the time.
Now's the time. You made a good decision. Ask us about a lot of different specials, and we're happy to send them over to you.
Absolutely. All right. We did it, Mike.
Whew. There's a lot of stuff. The folks are AI'd. They're December specialed. There's a lot of things going on. They know about what's going on here at Mohawk, and they certainly know about the 12 days of giving, which is super important to us.
Yeah, so that wraps up the 13th. So if you haven't already, make sure you do that. And
that's right. We're saving all the good stuff for next week. Jeff will be here.
That's right.
We can't wait. Wednesday,
we will see you 12:30. So on that note, everybody, from us to you, Mohawk Table Talk is out until Wednesday next week. See you later.
See you next week.